On my first day at Facebook, as I stood at the company reception desk, about to embark on what was, at the time, the most meaningful job of my career, something caught my eye. It was a question on the wall, and it asked, "What would you do if you weren't afraid?" This question hit me because despite serving as a commanding officer in the Israeli army, holding several university degrees, and working as a senior leader at top banks, advertising, PR, and tech companies, all my life, in one way or another, I had been just that, afraid. On the surface, my life at this point was a success story. I was born in Israel in a secular Jewish household, the eldest daughter of two intelligent and accomplished parents. I was raised culturally Jewish, respectful of our heritage without much practice of our religion. After graduating high school, I'd carried out compulsory military service, where within the first 2 weeks I was selected to lead an entire unit. I'd married a caring, loving, smart man, and we had 3, now 4, beautiful children. Since relocating to the UK, I'd had a successful career coaching and consulting with some of the best leadership talent I could ever imagine working with, at companies like Danone, WPP, eBay, and starting that day, Facebook. Yes, my life appeared to be an impressive series of achievements. Now, let me tell you the real story. At that point in my life, and for as long as I could remember, I had been suffering from anxiety, the kind that permeates every aspect of your life and consumes every waking thought. This anxiety meant that my mind would naturally drift to the worst-case scenario in any situation. If my friend texted to let me know she was on her way to my house, I would imagine her having a car crash on the way. I would never suggest a time to meet up, because then I would be complicit in her death. Each time one of my children asked me to sign a permission form for a school trip or a day at the museum, it felt like I was signing their death sentence. As anyone suffering from anxiety can attest, these imaginary scenarios can have very real effects on the mind and body. Those intrusive thoughts would send waves of heat coursing through my entire body. I'd become short of breath, all because of fear. Fear that my children would get lost, forgotten, or kidnapped at the museum. That's how immediate negative outcomes were to me. They would flash into my head, then I would ruminate on them again and again, imagining them vividly until in my mind and body they became reality. Was there a reason for my anxiety, for the moments of despair that would wash over me, for my fears? Any psychologist would say there certainly was. Growing up, my father was Israel's top forensic pathologist. Throughout his career, he performed tens of thousands of autopsies on children and adults that had died an unnatural death. He also conducted physical examinations of women and children who had been sexually assaulted or raped. He was called to visit crime scenes and sites of terror attacks on a daily basis. After conducting autopsies, he faced the hardest part of his job, meeting the parents, partners, or children of the victims and telling them what had happened to their loved ones. At home, I'd sometimes pass his desk and see the photographs spilling from his briefcase. Horrific photographs that showed in graphic detail what humans are capable of doing to each other. Watching shows like CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, they never show you what children of forensic pathologists are subject to. Of course, my father did what he could to shield me from these sights, but for my entire childhood I was surrounded by death and the horrors of humanity.